Hey guys, it's your favorite gold miner prospector and geologist, Jeff Williams. Today I got you back down in the drift mine, that's right. Because a lot of you guys said, Jeff, we haven't seen you in the drift mine in a dog's age. What the heck's going on? Well, just keep them pants on. We're down here now. And I got all kinds of stuff to talk about today that's just gonna blow them pants off. Gonna be doing a little digging today, so I gotta put my muck sheet down. Now the reason why you put one of these muck sheets down is because it's easier to dig off of that than clunking around on those rails and caliche beds and ties and all that crazy stuff. That's right. Scoop it off, baby, yeah! And on a side note, remember, fasteners are not load bearing. Some of you guys are gonna catch that and some of you won't. And remember to use nails, not screws. Let's see how many of you guys can figure that one out by leaving me a comment down below. Come and get some. Yeah, I just got this one. It's brand new. I don't know why I go through so many of them. Okay, on a serious note, I want you to take a look at this, all right? For you newcomers out there that don't know anything about our drift mine, we just encountered this super hard fine grain caliche that has some coarse grain mixed in with it. And man, oh man, it's hard cutting through it, even with the black jackhammers that can cut through anything. So what are we gonna do? That's right, we're gonna dip underneath it. Gonna get from the other side, then we're gonna bring it down in one shot. Now I had a lot of you guys write in and say, Jeff, you should check out Colin Fern's channel.
With the hydraulic pump fired up, it's time to get the pen in, break some rocks, fill some buckets up and lift them out.
He's a good old boy and I really like what he's done. And we just might do that, use a hydraulic ram to break this stuff up. It might be even easier instead of using conventional bang bang, because that is tedious and you guys know what I'm talking about. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. You can see where we've tried to pop it and it did not work very well. It fractured it a little bit, but didn't do very much. So we're just gonna carve up underneath this monker right here. Hey, so you got a choice. $6 million man, bionic woman, Lawrence Welk. Hey, how about some old Frank Sinatra Blue Eyes Christmas music? Wouldn't that be cool, huh? Or you could just watch me grind and dig in here while you whistle your favorite tune. I know it's Steamboat Willie, but I ain't gonna do anything till you smash that like button.
Let's go!
What is she doing down here? What do you do?
I'm inspecting.
Are you inspecting?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you the inspector?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I am.
Are you Inspector Gadget? Doing. Are you inspecting real good? Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna molest you. Sweetie. Watch your little head. Watch your little head. For you guys out there that don't know, this is the supervisor. That's right, the superintendent. She's always coming down here and checking on me, make sure I'm not goofing around. I don't goof around, do I? Next thing you know, she'll be asking me where my badge is, huh?
Yes.
I don't have any badges. I don't need any badges. I don't have to show her any stinky badges. You know I had to say that. I know, get on with it. I gotta go on my bathroom break and you can advance the drift, okay, sweetie?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to advance the drift. I wish I get somebody out there to help me advance this drift, huh? Do I got any takers?
My name is Jeff.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Enough jaw jacking and tongue wagging. Get on to driving that drift.
You mean Gene Okerlund. You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Which one are you gonna take, sweetie? Red or blue? Huh? I'm sorry, couldn't hear you. Oh, the blue one. Ooh, you're stepping up. All right, how you want to advance this drift, huh? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
I'm checking everything. I'm checking what you've been doing.
I've been serious down here, very serious. Stick your finger in that hole and see what happens.
No.
Hey, that's my line. PG. Ooh, she's tickling my neck. Stop that. The foreman's coming. So I guess that's why they don't allow girls in mines. So, because no work would ever get done. I found something spooky down inside the sump, and we're gonna try to catch it. Yeah, that's right. Huh? Or you want to catch it? Come with me if you dare. Sweetie, I'll be right back. I gotta take my union break. Ooh, what is it? What is it? Ooh, see, I got a special tool just for that. Yeah, I'm gonna get you now. Ooh, there he is too. He's not too happy. I'll stay here and you go down and get them.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you gotta be careful with this sump. Likes to swallow people up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's waiting. It says, Leela, come and get me. I'm waiting. Come and get me. All right, where are you?
Just there, look.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
I think it's scared.
Oh, yeah. It's a giant hook. Gotcha.
Careful, sir. Oh, good.
How do you like them beans?
Good, actually. So now you save a spider.
Next one is gonna be that big old fat worm. Yeah. Here you go, sweetie. Prize for you.
Oh, no.
All right. Let's see if I can make it across without falling in. That would suck. All right, I'm gonna get this guy up to the surface. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Now the super don't like spiders too much, so she skedaddled on out of here. I'm gonna go back down in there and see if there's any more, or if there's little babies down there. There's some weird spiders down there too we're gonna take a look at. So it looks like it's just you and me. Why don't we go get that banjo? Yeah, I know, I can hear from here. Jeff, stop all that tongue flapping and chin wagging and get on to driving that drift. Man, you guys are a tough crowd. Hey, and in the meantime, I can tell you some more UFO stories. Isn't that cool? Yeah, like it wasn't tight enough already down here. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and my wife Leela just got back from California, and we did another series or episodes with a very, very popular TV channel. I can't tell you who it is just yet. All I can tell you is... Let's see how many of you guys out there can figure that one out. I know. Get on with working, Jeff.
Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Yeah, what do you think, huh? Not too shabby. Drove it in about 2 feet in about 2 hours. And I haven't even got this stuff mucked out yet. That's the fun part. But I want you to take a look at this. Look at this. See these big old honkin' monkin' slabs? These are like nodules in there. See if I can get this out for you. See that? These are actual nodules that are coming out of there. Isn't that amazing? See how smooth it is? And of course, I'll check to make sure there's no gold on it, but I don't think there is. But my point is this, is you think it's all soft red clay? Nope, you got these big honkin' monkeys in there. And I tell you what, it's hard going if they're this big. But that looks pretty clean, huh? I could have lunch in there. Hey, matter of fact, I think I will. Today's episode was sponsored by Transparent Labs. Yeah, maker of protein bars. Ooh, good company. You guys want to hear some stories about UFOs? Or how about some paranormal? You guys don't know this, but I'm really good friends with somebody who bought up Robert Bigelow's property. So a number of years ago, I ran into this lady who claimed she had inside information from some of her sources, and they told her a bunch of stuff, and she told me, and of course at the time I thought she was she was 5 short of a 6-pack. She said sometime close to 2030, there's gonna be a big event. And she said, have you ever wondered why countries are so interested in UFOs? And I said, well, I figured it's because whoever can back engineer them and get the technology would have superiority over the world. She said the reason why is because that way they can build their own and stage a fake alien invasion. I said, how's that even possible? She says they're going to use technology you never even heard of. And then she rattled off a whole bunch of projects. And the only one I could remember was Project Bluebeam. And she said when those types of technologies are applied, that it's going to be really easy to make people believe that there's an alien invasion. I said, okay, so there's an alien invasion. What am I supposed to do about that? And she said, no, here's the kicker. The real aliens are going to see this fake alien invasion and they're going to intervene. And there's going to be a really big war between us and them. And she said when the war's over, you're going to have a choice of which one you want to go with. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about, lady? Well, come to find out years later, Project Bluebeam does exist. I can't really remember the other ones, but she did say something about Project Looking Glass. And I think that has something to do with looking back in time. Not 100% sure. Maybe you guys can fill me in down below. She also said that UFOs have the ability to distort and manipulate gravity. And because gravity affects time, they're essentially time machines. I don't know if that's true, but I guess it sounds right according to Einstein's theory. She said that's why when a lot of people get close to these things, all these weird paranormal activities take place and you have all this multi-dimensional stuff happening, and kind of like stuff that's happening up at Skinwalker Ranch where you have multi-dimensionals and portals and weird things coming in and out, all kinds of weird stuff. So I asked her, I said, that's fascinating, but I gotta know, do they have a technology to find gold? And she said, yeah, actually they do. God! And I said, they got a... yeah? What? Supervisor.
Alien or digging or anything. You want me to go there?
Shh.
Alright.
I'm getting back to work here. Everything looks good. Copy. Hard hat. Yeah, I know. Get on to digging, Jeff. We're tired of hearing these stories. Hey, next time, if you like, we can talk about Mel's hole. Art Bell used to talk about him all the time. Yeah, I know. Get on back to work, Jeff. Man, you guys are a tough crowd. Hey, a lot of you guys asked, Jeff, are you wearing underwear? No, I'm going commando. No, a lot of you guys ask, hey, Jeff, do you wear an air meter down there? Yeah, of course I use an air meter down here just to be safe. And we take these down into mines all the time. And I suggest if you're going to be doing any of this kind of stuff, or you're going to explore hard rock mines, you got to bring at least a 2-gas air meter. 4 gas is even better. Altair makes a really good one, but man, are they pricey. Now, for you new folks out there, all the gold that comes out of this drift mine goes directly to our patrons. It's just our way of saying thank you for helping us keep the dream alive. And I bet you didn't know we're giving away a brand new Gold Monster 1000 metal detector at the end of this month. Yeah, you're like, Jeff, we already know that. Yeah, but you know that we're giving away a brand new Keene 140S dry washer and a brand new Keene Puffer dry washer. And next year, which is right around the corner, we're giving away a brand new Gold Monster 2000, huh? Ooh, did I just blow their pants off? Commando style. Chicka wow wow. I know, right? And we're also going to be giving away a Keene G-Force rock crusher. And if you want to get your hands on any of that stuff, just look for the little icon at the end of the video that looks like that. You're going to smash it. And make a $10 pledge, and you instantly qualify to get your hands on any of that stuff. And I'll see you on the next video.